So as you can see, it's a huge album. I have two brothers and a sister, and my father, he had this wonderful camera with him when he was over in China. He was there from 1942 to 1945. Most of these were taken in 44. So we're lucky enough as a family to have all these photographs from that time. And he created the same album for all my siblings. So that's why there's so many photographs, because my dad made this album. He put it together. And there's some of his fighter pilot friends, and my very, very young dad, super young dad. He looked like a baby.
The left one?
Yeah.
The right one?
Yes.
Oh.
My dad was Chinese. His father came from Hunan. And, for when I was younger, I didn't realize how serious his stories were, because I was little. And there are a lot of photographs with them smiling, and kind of joking around. So I guess I focus more on the smiles than what I've learned as I got older. How hard every day was, I know I learned a lot this summer. I was in China with the Sino-American Aviation Heritage Foundation with Jeff and Catherine Green, and I learned so much history from Mr. Green, and I know that they were on, look how handsome. Yeah. And I learned that, at a moment's notice, they can just fly off. So from this moment, 10 minutes later, he could be putting on his uniform and getting in the plane and going on a mission. Yes. And then,
This is impressive.
isn't that beautiful?
Yes. It's impressive.
Yeah, and that's his portrait. There's a section here. He took photographs of all of his friends who died over there, and this is that section. Yeah.
Is this photo of all of them?
Yeah, this is the squadron. Not the entire squadron. I think my dad was taking this, but they're also, I don't think everyone was around a lot at the same exact time. And then there are some photographs back here, which was very fascinating to me. I learned, look, this is one of the villagers creating the runway. And as you know, this was instrumental through General Chennault and something like this, creating runways for the Flying Tigers to utilize in very strategic locations was instrumental in their success. And something like that couldn't have been done without this, not just skill, but the work ethic and the souls of the Chinese people. Even these days when I went to China, I've seen such growth there. It's almost unimaginable, except I was in the middle of it. It's a remarkable country. So this really brought to life when I was learning that, the Chinese just built these runways. Here it is, there's a photograph of it. It's amazing. Look, he's a villager, he's a farmer. We would need several unions and several years to build a runway here right now. And here the Chinese security guards, Chinese military. It's really something. So this book, and look, this is part of building the runway. They needed all these farmers this is a stone that presses down the runway. Isn't that remarkable? It's breathtaking to me that at least this section of the war, right? Which, you know, to the United States, we focus on the Chinese War of Resistance against the Japanese. We really focus from when we came into it, right? We don't even talk about how General Chennault was already there before 1941. But this war couldn't have been as successful without the Chinese people giving everything they had to it. I mean, the pilots did what they had to do, and everyone gave everything they had. Look at these beautiful planes. And there is a photo of my father's plane that was shot down. He was flying on a mission, and you know, the Japanese planes were lighter, so they were faster. But the difference is they had a very hard time on a deep dive because the planes were lighter, and so they couldn't take the pressure, the air pressure as much. So they could not do the deep dive that our P-40s and P-51s could do. Jeff Green taught me that. So that was part of the success, that General Chennault taught the pilots to utilize their planes in a different fashion than the Japanese were using their planes. So my dad was flying, and he, you know, Japanese plane came out of the sun, and he got shot up and managed to get away. But he said that his tank was shot, and his cockpit cover was shot, so he couldn't get out of the plane. He was stuck inside the plane, and there was fuel all around his feet. So he had to land because he couldn't bail, and if his landing gear wasn't working, he was going to explode because the fuel was all around his feet. So luckily, his landing gear worked. But this is my dad's plane shot down. And you know, these men, these heroes were boys. They were teenagers. You know, it's really, I mean, I guess maybe they went into their 20s by the time the war ended, but these were young men, and they all look like real men. So young. It's a really impressive time. Yeah. There's a really important photograph of, this is the 16th Fighter Squadron. This is the board that they kept, the tally of the Japanese planes that they shot down. So this represents what they lived for. Yeah. Really amazing. Well, you know, I experienced firsthand President Xi's initiative of bringing over 50,000 American students because my daughter went to China with me this past summer as part of that initiative. And she went with the Sino-American Aviation Heritage Foundation, and we saw museums about the Flying Tigers. We saw, you know, mausoleums with some of the families. It was very meaningful, and we also interacted with other schools. They played a game of soccer. They did a play. So so I would see the Chinese kids and the American kids, and you know that most of them didn't speak the other language too much. Actually, the Chinese students probably spoke a lot of English, I'm just gonna say. And you know, they were a little bit separate at the beginning of the day, but through the end of the day, they really were just shoulder to shoulder doing what all the kids were doing together. It was really wonderful to see. So my thoughts for the next 5 years, I mean, I just hope that there are enough organizations to fulfill this particular initiative. I serve currently as the Vice President of the Lee Foundation, and we have the same mission to better relations between America and China, and we do it through scholarly exchange. So we bring teachers over here, we send teachers over there. Could be anything from a kindergarten teacher to a PhD student. So we've been working, my grandfather started that in the early 1940s, maybe earlier. So for the next 5 years, listen, a lot of prayer and a lot of hard work.